Peace Collective. What is going on? Welcome to the channel. My name is Milan. I am an intuitive tarot reader and psychic medium. If you guys are new here to this channel, welcome. If you guys are returning, welcome back. It means the world to me each and every single time you guys join. Thank you guys times 1,000 for being here and for deciding to spend your time and your energy with me in these readings. As you guys know, this is going to be another general collective reading. However, we're going to get into another deep dive today. As you can tell by the title, we're going to look into the energy around the CEO of Rock Nation and her daughter, Demoree Hadley. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Demoree. Okay, if you guys go on my community board, you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about. If you guys are interested in readings that look more into celebrity culture, entertainment industry, music, I've got an entire playlist already curated. It's called the Deep Dive series. That's where you can find more readings just like this one. If y'all are ever interested in personal readings, I do offer them. All that information is going to be in the description box down below, like always. Just as a quick disclaimer, this is not a fan page. This is not a stan page or anything of the sort. Everything in this reading is alleged, and for entertainment purposes only, okay? If you guys don't like what I'm saying, you guys don't like who we're talking about today, the subject matter, it's okay to just click off the reading. It's really no big deal, okay? All I ask is that y'all keep it respectful with me and with others who may decide to jump in the comments as well, okay? If you guys do resonate with the message, you like the vibes here, you want to spread the word of this reading, definitely leave a like. It's absolutely free to do so. Leave a comment. Let me know what you know. Interacting with you guys really does help kind of tie together the loose ends of the reading in case I'm missing anything. And subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have y'all here, part of the family, okay? So just so you guys are aware, somebody did let me know, a shout out to the viewer that let me know this, that they are copyright striking and taking videos down, taking away people's pages for mentioning this particular person that we're reading on today, you guys, more specifically the CEO, okay, of Rock Nation. So just for lack of a better term, to avoid using her name, we're just gonna say Demoree. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about Demoree Perez and her daughter Demoree. Okay, if you guys are up to speed, then you may already know that Demoree, again, the daughter, she had filed a lawsuit alleging quite a few things, including false imprisonment against her mother, Demoree. Okay, again, we're just using that just for a code name right now, you guys. And it was plastered all over the news, all over social media. It went viral. So I'm not exactly sure where things are at right now, if Rock Nation, Demoree have even responded to this lawsuit. But I just want to tap into the energy just generally overall between the two of them, just to see what it may be like, okay? So if you guys, again, would like to leave a like on the video, it's absolutely free. Share if you care. Thank you guys so much for being here. If somebody would like to timestamp this reading, you are more than welcome to. Thank you ahead of time. I have a Queen of Wands here that's going to represent Demoree, being that she's a Sagittarius, okay? Only reason why I know that is because of reading through some of the court documents. Her birthday was mentioned, so I have that for her. And I'm using the Empress to represent Demoree, okay, Miss Perez here, just for the simple fact that she is the mother figure in this reading. She is pretty much the head honcho over there at Rock Nation. So the Empress, I don't know her birth date, her zodiac sign, or anything like that. So we're just using the Empress just for a placeholder right now for Demoree, okay? So let's start with Demoree, okay, again, the daughter that filed the lawsuit in the first place. We're going to start with a couple oracle cards for her, and then we'll dive into the tarot a little bit later to clarify the messages, and then we'll hop back and forth. Okay, so let's start with Demoree. Let's just get some general energy, please. What is her energy like when it comes to her mother, please, at this time? What is the current energy around Demoree, or how she feels when it comes to her mother? Thank you. Some clear and concise messages regarding Demoree. I hope I'm saying her name right. If somebody please wants to correct me on the enunciation of her name, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's Demoree. But you have distance here showing up, okay? It says divorce, ghosted, and separation. So I think it's very clear that her, based on the lawsuit, if you guys read it yourself or if you listened to a podcaster or whatever, somebody break down the lawsuit, then obviously there is distance between Demoree and her mother. Okay, and I feel like I'm getting intuitively this. They've been in separation or at a distance for a very long time. Even before Demoree ever got married or anything like that. Because it seems like this lawsuit is based around mostly around Demoree and her husband being harassed, basically, okay, watched, literally video recordings, listening devices. But I feel like before she was ever married or anything like that, it's kind of feeling like she's always felt very quote unquote ghosted by her mother, separated from her mother. Maybe she didn't live with her mother for an extended period of time. Okay, because if you guys are aware, and this is not alleged because it's it's already out there in the open, people already know this. The mother in this situation, okay, the resume, again, for lack of better term right now, because I'm trying to play it safe with saying her name, she was an informant, okay, and she was caught up in a really, really bad situation with the drug cartels, and became a government informant. So whatever the resume was dipping and dabbling in, obviously the drug world before becoming a head honcho at Rock Nation, it was creating a lot of distance and separation from her daughter. So it's almost as if like Demoree feels very well, I'm used to it. So you know what I mean? So let's continue. Why is this here, please? Keep my energy off. Okay, what is this? Time is showing up. Okay, it says delay, procrastination, and too busy. So it's interesting, and I'm a medium first, you guys. You know, I use the cards just to kind of help me decipher what I'm already receiving, but I'm getting from her, from, again, we're on the daughter with Demoree here. First of all, I'll say she feels like she almost waited too long. I don't want to say waited too long, but it's kind of the energy of I should have done this a long time ago, or I could have done this a long time ago. She feels like a lot of time has been wasted, a lot of time you can't buy back at this point, especially with the extent that her mother has gone. Again, placing listening devices, recording devices, to the point where you were claiming that your daughter was insane, getting her falsely imprisoned. Okay, that's absolutely insane. But yeah, it looks like with this time energy, Demoree may feel as though, allegedly, okay, that there is no coming back from this, and it's a little too late. A lot of time has passed, and I also get with that she feels like she could have done this a long time ago. Okay, I just heard a phrase like "I was sparing you," is what I was hearing. I don't. I'm sure it'll come out a little bit later in the reading, but I don't want to sit there for too long. But what I heard was, I was sparing you. So again, to go back to the energy of time, like I could have been did this. I could have been said something, but I didn't. You know. So let's see. Why is energy here, please, for Demoree at this time when it comes to her mother? Please and thank you. Oh, wow. Okay. Daydreaming is showing up. Okay, it says head in the clouds, delusion, hopes and dreams. And I will say this, as a medium, it seems like her energy is very free flowing. It's very communicative. It feels very like I don't feel blocked. I don't feel like I'm struggling to like decipher a message here. It just seems very fluid, very free flowing. So with this, it's giving, shoulda, coulda, woulda. We could have had a good relationship, but again, too much time has passed. It would be nice, with this daydreaming, fantasizing energy. That's still her mother. So maybe there are points in time where she feels like, damn, I wish we could have done this, or I wish my mom was around for birthdays, graduations, or whatever it may be. Okay. Having hopes and dreams that maybe one day we could be closer, or hopes and dreams that maybe you will, I'm hearing, accept me for me. Maybe she felt very like unaccepted by her mother. Okay. maybe it's more so in relation to unaccepting of who she married. Okay, if you guys are not familiar, Demoree's husband is a black man. As far as I'm concerned, I believe Deresme and Demoree are of like Hispanic descent. I'm not exactly sure from where, maybe Puerto Rico. I could be wrong, but yeah. So there is something underlying about de resume not being accepting of Demoree's lifestyle or her love life. But she's felt very shut out by de resume her whole life before she ever was married to anybody. Okay, so again, it's giving very well. We coulda, shoulda, woulda. It would be nice, but it's too far gone now at this point. Let me get one more of these, please, for Demoree at this time. This, please. Oh, you have nightlife. Okay. Striptease, gamble, and Vegas. And you have this masculine energy at the bottom. And I was so funny because I was just talking about her husband. So this is authority, discipline, and father figure, boundaries. So setting up boundaries. It's funny because, again, I don't know the resumes. Okay, again, for lack of a better term, I'm trying my best to avoid using her name. Okay, because of the copyright issues and stuff like that. But the head honcho over there at Rock Nation, who we're talking about, okay, the mother in this situation, she has a very masculine energy. I don't know what her zodiac sign is, but I feel like she's heavily ruled by Saturn. I did a reading on her and Jay-Z maybe a year ago, and it was very heavily present there as well. Her energy is very dominant, very masculine, and then you have boundaries here. So, and this could relate to the father figure. I'm not exactly sure where Demoree's father figure is, or if he was ever present in her life. If somebody knows that, you're more than welcome to put it in the comments. But it just seems like she's created very, very strong boundaries towards her mother. Okay, but again, her mother is showing up as a very masculine energy. I should have just used the emperor for her instead of the empress, for real. But I digress. But yeah, with this nightlife, again, it says striptease, gamble, and Vegas. It just, that can be kind of the energy for me as a reader, like taking a risk, gambling with your life. Maybe somebody who likes to party, who likes to spend a lot of time out and about, okay? But again, considering the resume's past, okay, the mother in this situation, yeah, that was a very risky lifestyle to be a part of, okay? So I just like with Demoree, she feels like, allegedly, she could feel like her mother was very reckless, allegedly, okay, and just somebody who was gone a lot, wasn't really around all the time. So she feels very, quote unquote, ghosted or heavy separation from her mother. And again, this is before the lawsuit, before Demoree was ever married or anything like that. So yeah, look, you have Two-Face at the bottom, double life, cheater, and backstabber. So yeah, she could feel like her mother is very fake, maybe acts one way around her or whenever they did interact with each other, in person, and then will act another way. In this case, as we've seen, planting recording devices, listening devices, and harassment. It's ridiculous, But let's switch. We're going to hop over to, again, the mother in the situation, the resume, okay? Again, I'm not exactly sure what her zodiac sign is. I'm only using the Empress in this case, literally for the simple fact because she's the mother in the situation. So let's see, what is her energy, please, when it comes to this situation with her daughter? What is the energy around Ms. Perez when it comes to her daughter, please? Thank you. Exhausted is showing up. Okay. That's interesting for the first card, but it says burned out, burdened, and empty. I don't even want to say what I just heard, but the energy has shifted completely. Completely. Wow. And then you have thrills here. So the last card we got for Demoree was nightlife. Now, one of the first cards I'm seeing here for the resume is thrills, okay? Continuous cycles, bad decisions, addictions, okay? I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, she has some type of drinking or drug problem. I'm not going to go there. But this is somebody who, again, maybe took a lot of risk with their life. Okay, that lifestyle, especially as heavily involved that Demoree was involved in that lifestyle, it could have been very fucking hard for her to get out of it. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, again, if somebody wants to jump in the comments and correct me, please feel free to do so. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe Demoree was out here back in the day moving moving drugs for fucking Griselda Blanco, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and that's a big fucking deal. So she got caught up with I want to say over 50 fucking kilos. Okay, allegedly. And fast forward all these years later, she became an informant and she was pardoned by Trump. And here we are today, fast forward. But as far as this exhausted energy, what I was immediately directed to was her possibly, allegedly, just not wanting to be around, or it was too much. I don't feel like it's coming through as if she almost wasn't fully ready for motherhood, okay? Or it was just too much. It's like, so I'm literally seeing her just frustrated, like, I don't want this. It's almost as if like you're trying to return something that doesn't work at fucking Home Depot anymore. Like, oh, I don't want this. I have a receipt. It took too fucking long. It's too hard. I don't want to do it anymore. It's almost kind of sad, you know. I don't think she feels very fulfilled, or even at the time she found out that she was having a child. I don't know how many children she does have, but with this particular situation, it doesn't feel like she felt very fulfilled. You know, I'm not a mother yet. Hopefully, God willing, one day. But for anybody who is a mother, I can imagine that's a very fulfilling feeling, a very fulfilling blessing. But it feels very empty. It's almost as if like she didn't even really want to be a mother, is what I'm feeling like. I hate to say that, but that's immediately what I was directed to. But let's continue. What is her energy, please, when it comes to her daughter at this time? Thank you. I'm also hearing like she could be very tired or exhausted of hearing about it or seeing about it online. Maybe she's even trying to, of course, figure out a plan of action on how to move forward next, okay, when it comes to this lawsuit. But yeah, boundaries. Again, I already saw this card. It says disrespectful. Enough is enough, and then defend yourself. I hate to say that, man. That's really sad. It almost feels kind of like indifferent. Like, I don't care. We will handle this the same way we will handle everything else that comes in our way. Yeah, it's giving like she cut her off or created boundaries away from Demoree from a very, very early stage, okay? What is this? And again, you guys, I personally have not seen it, read it, heard it anywhere. If Rock Nation, the resume, if they've ever come out and made a statement, wrote something, did Alex Spiro come out and say something in defense of this lawsuit? I personally did not see it. So if somebody can please correct me if I'm wrong, please feel free. I just personally didn't see it. So I don't know if they're trying to like clean up shop or like clean up house in the background, but I just don't see her feeling much about this at all. Like, very indifferent, it's giving. Okay, possibilities is showing up. Okay, so it says follow your dreams, make up your mind, and believe in yourself. Okay, yeah, and look at this. Family in the reverse. I don't even read reversals, but the fact that this is showing up in the reverse, it's as if at least bloodline family, her own people, it's as if like she doesn't really think of them like that. And that could be because I'm hearing something about like generational trauma. That could have been something she dealt with, okay, the resume in the past, or her upbringing before she ever had kids, like being very disconnected from her family or not having a good example of family, okay? So it gives like she feels very indifferent about that. Interesting. But yeah, this follow your dreams of possibilities. I'm not really understanding why this is here. Let's see. Maybe she, oh, okay, I got to download. It seems as though maybe Demoree created boundaries or kind of created separation between her and Demoree, her daughter. One, because again, like the family experience, being a mother just was not her spiel, I feel like. And two, she felt like, again, the lifestyle that she was involved in, she had to create boundaries. She couldn't, you see how this girl is pulling somebody else toward like a mountain or towards a bunch of clouds. It's almost as if Demoree didn't want to drag her or bring her or have her around that lifestyle. So boundaries were put in place, or energy again of separation, not being around a lot. Can we get one more of these, please, on her? And we're talking about Miss Perez, the mother in this situation, okay? I'm trying to use her name as least as possible, okay? Why is this here, please? Oh, geez. Envy. It's crazy because before I even started, I saw this card at the bottom of the deck. So it says resentful, competitive, and discontent. Yeah, I think she's got a lot of resentment from her own childhood trauma, her own past. So it's like a lot of generational trauma that she's kind of passed down here. And it seems like Demoree is kind of breaking out of that and doing what she needs to do. In this case, filing a lawsuit, speaking out, making it very public about the type of person her mother is. And it could be creating a lot of resentment or an energy of discontent in Miss Perez, okay? If someone is discontent, that means they're not happy with what they're seeing, what they're hearing, what's going on around them. Now, usually envy can be the energy of jealousy, right? Now, the only thing I would say about that, again, guys, I'm not 100% sure if Demoree was ever... Is she married still? Was she ever married? If I'm not mistaken, I believe her husband was pardoned as well. Or she ratted out on her husband, something like that. So I don't know if she's just not in a happy relationship, or her relationships in general through her life were not that satisfying for her. Again, she has a very masculine, domineering energy. So she could be very resentful, is what I'm picking up here intuitively, over the fact that her daughter, Demoree, has someone that stands 10 toes behind her, is in her corner through all of this, genuinely loves her, regardless of his race. It's just the fact of, you have the love that I never received, or you have a family, or you're starting a family that I never really wanted, or I never had the time, patience, or energy to contribute to. So it's like this internal resentment and anger and bitterness is what I'm getting from her, like just completely. Look at this, toxic at the bottom, drama, arguments, incompatible. Yeah. Very unfortunate situation here, already. I haven't even really gotten that far, but it seems like a very unfortunate situation just already. So we're going to get into another deck, you guys. I think I'm going to use this Roll Oracle. I don't really use this deck too often, but we're going to get a couple of these. We're going to go back to the daughter in this situation, Demoree. Okay, again, she feels very ghosted, very separated from her mother, but it's been like that for a very long time. I'm getting even since like childhood. Okay, she could have had hopes and dreams or desires of wanting to mend things with her. And I was hearing specifically that she spared her mother. I spared you, is what I was hearing. So again, she could have done this a long time ago. But let's see. Why is here, please, with energy when it comes to Demoree? What is this? Okay. Oh, wow. Zombie. Interesting. It says undead, apocalypse, infection, and resurrection. Wow. Yeah. Vampire at the bottom. Thirst, cursed, bloodlust, immortality. Wow, so she does not, she feels very strongly in a negative sense when it comes to her mother. This is giving me, it's very draining, very energetically draining, dealing with her. And again, everything that her mother has put her through. I mean, she literally had her daughter fucking Baker acted and falsely imprisoned. Okay, not in a, like a prison or a jail, but more like a mental health facility. Okay, and the word infection on this card is standing out to me the most. So it's like she could allegedly, possibly feel like her mother is some type of infection, okay? into her life, you know. It's just like a pestilence that you can't get away, that just won't let up, you know. You think of a zombie, I mean, it could kind of take a lot to kill a zombie unless you like cut its head off or shoot it in the head. Zombies are very hard to kill, you know what I mean? They run really fucking fast. Like, it's just something that it just won't end. It's like you gotta cut the head off the snake if you really want it to be dead. Okay, but what is this? Oh, damn, you can't make this up. You got the devil card showing up. Wow. Temptation, deception, infernal, cunning, and betrayal. Wow, so she feels very betrayed by her. Wow, interesting. Okay, let me go more on this. Deception, infernal, someone who's very cunning. Interesting. Why is this here, please? Now, I don't know, obviously, because we don't know a whole lot about the daughter, Demoree, okay? Honestly, I didn't even know Demoree even fucking had a daughter or a kid at all. Like, literally, the whole time, she has a daughter that's in her fucking 30s. Like, I literally had no clue. So, as long as Demoree has been around, she keeps her personal life very private, which is not a bad thing, but I'm just surprised I've never even heard of that, her having a kid. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if Demoree believes in a higher power, believes in God, you know, spirituality, but it's giving like, I keep hearing like dancing with the devil. You're dancing with the devil, or you made a deal with the devil, you know. Just very toxic, negative energy with that, you know. A liar. Someone who will tell you all the things that you want to hear, but then give you a plate of shit at the end of the day. Let's see. Ghost. Wow, there's a lot of dark energy here. Interesting. Spirits, apparition, haunting, and paranormal with the devil. That's giving like a haunted house, or someone who may see things and hear shit, but it's not of the light. And again, when you think of somebody who's ghosting you, that could be somebody who's disappeared. They're kind of missing in action. You know, you hear from them one day, and then the next day you don't. The first card I got for Demoree was ghosted, okay? So, and in this case, you know, we know her mother is not a literal ghost. She's a living human being, but she could feel like she's being haunted, followed, stalked all the time. Again, just harassed. Again, it's just somebody that just will not let up, okay? It's like she literally views this woman, her mother, as like the devil in her life. Very interesting. I'm getting intuitively here, like Demoree could have had some really like dark dreams or stuff like that, okay? In relation to her mother, possibly. I'm getting something here intuitively about like a spiritual attack as well. If y'all are familiar again with Jay-Z, right? And look at this, a plague doctor. Out of all the cards that almost fell out, this is the only one that flipped over. It says death, plague, and a mask. Very dark energy, but if you guys are familiar, I feel like, you know, a lot of people already know this, but I want to say allegedly anyway, but with Jay-Z, he is very well versed and very familiar when it comes to the occult, okay, and certain occult practices. So his right-hand woman, in this case, again, Demoree, who's to say that she's not involved with certain things like that, or at least privy to it, or if she's not doing it herself, paying somebody else some really big money to affect things, not just on a physical level, but on a spiritual level. So maybe Demoree could possibly allegedly feel like she has been attacked spiritually as well by her mother, okay? So let's see. We're going to use a couple of these as well and go to her mom. And then we'll get to the tarot after this, you guys, okay? But what is the current energy when it comes to Ms. Perez, when it comes to her daughter, please? Thank you. Oh. Look at this. You got angels showing up. And the first one of the cards I have for her daughter was the devil. So interesting. It says divine wings, protection, blessing, and heavenly. Wow. Okay, what is this? I told you there's something very spiritual about this. You have ghosts, devils, angels, okay? Something very spiritual about this. But let's see, why is this here, please? Maybe she could feel, I'm getting with this, maybe she feels like if there is allegedly some type of spiritual aspect going on as well from the mother, she could feel like Demoree is very protected. Like certain things are just not going to work, or certain things are not going to affect Demoree in the way that maybe her mother would want. Yeah, like, and God, because God doesn't bless no mess. Like, what is this, please? Giant. Okay, it says towering, strength, mythical, and giant's realm. I've never seen that card show up, but again, this kind of goes back to that very masculine energy I get from the resume. You know, someone who's very domineering, overpowering. You know, she'll snap a finger or make one phone call and it'll move mountains. You know, let's see, why is this here? It's interesting because it seems like I was hearing spiritual narcissist, specifically, like a spiritual narcissist. Okay, why is this here, please? Let me get one more. And the thing is, too, again, with the narcissism aspect, it's almost as if with the resume, she feels as though allegedly, like she is in a lot of control, which she is. She's got a lot of control, okay? Again, one phone call will move a fucking mountain if she says so. But I feel like with the narcissism aspect, it's like she knows she harnesses that much power, but you know, with power comes great responsibility. And I feel like with this is someone, again, who's a narcissist, allegedly, and they use their power in not good ways. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me get one more, please. Quester, and you have slave at the bottom. Okay, oppression, liberation, chains, and struggle. So again, like I already said, she literally had her daughter committed to a fucking mental ward, and falsifying documents, forging signatures, and all of that, saying that doctors treated the daughter when they'd never even seen the daughter. So it's very sickening. But the Quester card showed up. So it says adventure, expedition, discovery, quest, and challenge. So it looks like somebody, it looks kind of like Indiana Jones-ish, but somebody looks like they're in a cave with a lantern, looking for something, looking for treasure, looking for information. Yeah, this is somebody who uses their power, they use their strength, they use their domineering, masculine, like very controlling energy to get whatever they want, find out whatever information they want, plant whatever information they want. But intuitively, I'm getting like this may not be something so easy. This may not be something so easy to just ignore or walk away from, or, you know, call your media friend and say, hey, go handle that. Go do something about that. Change the narrative up for me real quick. This is a little deeper than that, I feel like, okay? You got Berserker at the bottom. Looks like a very demonic type of energy. Resilience, bloodthirsty, destroy, you know? Yeah, and I get with the resume, it's like she presents one way, okay? And you know, yeah, very nice. But in the background, it's it was, you saw that energy I just showed y'all, right? Bloodthirsty, destroy. With the way that her daughter is feeling about her, or viewing her as a devil, somebody who's in a very, very toxic, spiritually toxic energy, okay? Someone who is harassing her, won't leave shit alone. You know what I'm saying? Won't leave her alone, I should say. Oh, very interesting. We're gonna get into the tarot, you guys. I'm gonna use one deck for Demoree, the daughter, and then we're gonna switch decks just in case some of the same energy needs to show up when we go to her mother. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Hold on a minute. All right, my bad, guys. I'm back. But we're going to use, again, one tarot deck for Demoree. We'll start with her, and then we'll switch in a little bit and go to her mom. But let's see. What is the current energy when it comes to Demoree, please? The Fool showing up first. Okay, this is probably, that's, if I'm not mistaken, the very, very first card in the entire tarot deck. The Fool card is like Aquarius, Aries energy, but it can be somebody looking to free themselves, somebody looking to move, relocate, be more adventurous, being spontaneous, somebody who is looking to take a new lease on life, an adventurous person. Okay, the Fool card can sometimes be a little naive as well if they're not watching their surroundings. With the Fool, I feel like she's a very like free-spirited, lighthearted person, but this situation, it seems like, or dealing with this with her mom, I feel like has almost kind of dimmed her light in a way, or she could feel like that allegedly. Maybe she feels like, and think about it this way too. Imagine like you spend, whether it's 2 minutes, 2 days, 2 weeks in a facility against your will, you know, getting medicated and all that stuff before they even got locked up into a mental ward. You got your mother planting fucking recording devices in your living room. She's got connections to law enforcement. That is a lot. So I feel like with Demoree, she could feel like allegedly her light almost was a little dimmed, or she's not as outgoing or as spontaneous as she once was. And even if she is, I feel like with this Nine of Wands, she doesn't always feel as safe or as, again, bubbly or free-spirited as she normally would. This is giving me somebody who feels very intimidated, very nervous to move around, okay? Things like that. But the Nine of Wands also is an energy of perseverance, somebody who doesn't give up. I'm telling you, I already said that. It's just like she views her mother as somebody who would just not let it go. Someone who's very relentless. They will not stop until they get what they want, how they want it, when they want it. Someone who's very determined. So it's like her mom was just will not let it go. Very persistent, okay? But outside of that, I do feel like Demoree feels very like almost, she's not scared, okay? It's not being scared or made to feel small, but I do get a little bit of intimidation from her. Again, being that this is her mother and she's got 1,000,001 fucking connections from politics, banking systems, hospitals, police. So it's a lot. Okay, so I could see how or why she may feel a little intimidated or nervous, a little guarded sometimes when it comes to moving around, you know? What is this? What is this energy, please, when it comes to Demoree and her mother, please? What is her energy at this time? Oh, Devil card just tried to show up. What is this? The High Priestess. Wow, okay, Pisces energy with the Ace of Swords. But didn't I say that? Like there could be some type of spiritual aspect. Maybe there were points in time where Demoree could have felt very spiritually attacked. Okay. Yeah, wow, the High Priestess. That can be someone who's very intuitive. They know a lot, but they may not say a lot. Okay, so this energy, again, it's like trusting yourself, trusting your intuition. Someone, again, who maybe is kind of in the shadows, in the quiet. Okay, if not, maybe a spiritual practitioner. Someone who has a lot of esoteric knowledge and wisdom. But, you know, they keep a lot of that to themselves. Again, I feel like this went from a very outgoing, lively person. Oh, yeah, let's do this, let's do that, let's travel, to now a more reserved, a more very cautious energy. Oh, you know, I'm not sure, or I don't think it's safe. Are you sure we should do that? You know what I mean? It's almost just like she second guesses herself. Okay, with this High Priestess, though, this can be somebody who, again, is very spiritually inclined and may deal with the dark arts. Okay? But let's see. And again, all this energy was very dark. The devil, zombie, a ghost. Okay, it's very, very heavy here. This is the Lovers. Okay, Gemini energy. Now, the Lovers card can talk about making a choice or having a decision to make. Again, I feel like there's a lot here that Demoree knows about. that maybe she hasn't necessarily said yet, whether it be in the lawsuit or just generally in public when it comes to her mother, right? There's a lot that she knows but hasn't said, but she knows she has to move very carefully because her mother is a very powerful person connected to even more powerful people. So the Lover's card can indicate a choice, if not a very high level spiritual connection or relationship, all right? If not, again, having to make a decision based on your moral grounding. And again, with the Lover's card being here, yeah, Wheel of Fortune in the Tower, there's a lot of major arcana showing up for her. It seems like Demoree could feel like her relationship with the person she's married to. Granted, her relationship with her mother was already very rocky and tumultuous. It wasn't that great. It's giving the relationship with her husband kind of like ignited that even more. Okay, it's almost as if she feels like her mother was trying to destroy her happiness, get in the middle or intervene with her good karma, her good luck, the things that again that are working in her favor. It seems as though every time Demoree would try to would be 2 or 3 steps ahead, she'd be knocked down another 5 steps or something, because of this situation with her mother, you know. What is this High Priestess and the Lovers, please? This can be like someone making a decision in secret, a relationship behind the scenes in secret, or again, like a very heavy spiritual nature. She could have tried to, if the spiritual attacks didn't work to break up Demoree and her husband, then it obviously it's led to more physical things like recording devices, calling police, accusing him of abuse and all that. Yeah. What is this High Priestess and the Lovers, please? Oh, wow. The Tower again. Yeah, this is like someone literally trying to get in the way or break up, intervene, destroy. Okay, the Tower card can be catastrophe, things that happen very randomly, out the blue, divine intervention as well. Literally, she feels as though her mom tried to bring a Tower moment in the middle of her relationship. And again, I keep getting referred to, you know, Demoree. She had a choice. She had a decision to make. And I feel like she wasn't scared. She wasn't nervous. But I feel like there's part of her that feels like, okay, I spared you. I could have done this a long time ago. I could have shared a lot of information I knew a long time ago, but I spared you. But it's like, nah, like, you got me admitted, you're doing too much. Like, what? She was already doing too much before that, but I feel like something like that was like the final straw, you know? Wow, okay, let's see, what's this? Okay, the Sun. Yeah, I told you. You can't make this stuff up. Like, Demoree, like, she knows that there's stuff that she could expose, there's stuff that she could sing at the top of the goddamn mountains about that would create a Tower moment here. I'm hearing like destroy the whole establishment, literally. Some type of truth or exposure here. Something about Leo season is very significant. I've been saying that a lot in my general readings, personal readings. Like, Leo season is going to be very significant here. Okay, of course, I'm sure filing a lawsuit against your own mother can be very intimidating, nerve-wracking, especially knowing how powerful she is in certain aspects, in certain spaces. But it took a lot of strength and a lot of courage for her to move forward with this, is what I'm seeing. Yeah, the High Priestess and the Sun, that's literally like secrets coming to light, things being exposed. So it's almost as if, I don't want to say what I'm hearing, but I feel like Demoree, this is the catalyst that nobody saw coming. Like, this is the catalyst I don't even think the Resume and Rock Nation and them saw coming, you know? Like, Demoree is the lightning strike that they didn't bet on, okay? Is what I'm getting with this. Okay, what is this, please? And even, I'm getting a download, even if they were to come out the blue and offer her, you know, like on some Cassie Diddy stuff, they were to come out and offer her $50 million fucking dollars just to shut the fuck up, retract the lawsuit, act like this and that, she's not gonna do it. She's not gonna do it, okay? That's a life-changing amount of money, but I don't think she would do it. I'm hearing like there's too much banking on this. whatever that's supposed to mean. There's too much banking on this, okay? And again, it took a lot of strength and courage for her to come out and do this, is what I'm seeing. Okay, Five of Cups. Yep. This looks like disappointment, regret, sadness. And I hate to say this because, you know, again, this is still mother-daughter relationship, no matter how distant she may have been, how not available she was to Demoree. It's giving, you know, I did what I had to do, even though I didn't really want to have to do that. With this Five of Cups, okay, this could be someone, again, in the energy of regret, maybe feeling out a bit of a loss, grief. Okay, so it's giving, you know, I did what I had to do. This will be able to help free me up and I can move the way I want to move. And people just need to know this, is what I'm hearing. But again, a part of her was kind of sparing her mother. It's like she didn't want to have to do this. Okay. But as deep as things were getting, as far as it got, her going away for 2 weeks, I mean, that's just absolutely absurd. So, and again, I get a bit of a depression from Demoree as well. I get a little bit of a depression as well, allegedly, is what I'm seeing here. Of course, as you can imagine, I'm sure this must have created a lot of turmoil and stress in her marriage, okay? But yeah, it's giving like I just want to like live my life again. I just want to be free of this. It's as if she feels like she can't really move the way that she wants to move. In this case, with her husband, love who she wants to love without having this monkey on her back. Okay, it's very unfortunate. So again, it's kind of giving from her. It's like I did what I had to do. Like I feel like I didn't have a choice at this point. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm getting there. But let's see. We're gonna go back to the mother. Okay, we're gonna use a totally different deck just in case some of the same energy needs to show up. I had a lot of major arcanas for her daughter, though. For Demoree, okay, the major arcanas is stuff like the Tower, the Sun, the Fool, the Lovers, Emperor, Empress. That's a major arcana, okay? And usually when those cards show up, those are very major transformational periods, major events, things that are kind of inevitable no matter how long they take to occur, okay? But let's see. What is energy, please, when it comes to resume, when it comes to her and her daughter, please? Again, I have an energy here of feeling exhausted, creating boundaries, envy, resentment. I feel like she was a little resentful because maybe, possibly, allegedly, her own parents weren't necessarily there for her. Okay, it's giving a lot of generational trauma, allegedly. And she could even envy the relationship that Demoree has with her husband, okay, allegedly. And if you guys didn't catch the very, very beginning of the reading when I first started, because I understand people kind of hop and skip around, so people just fast forward to a certain part, but it was kind of showing up that with the resume and the mother, looks like she was never really prepared to be a mother, or she didn't really want it. It was something that tired her out. It was too much, too draining. Okay, I literally had a vision of her kind of just being very flustered and like just passing something along to somebody else. Like, nope, you take care of her. I don't want it. Okay, and the lifestyle that she was in prior to becoming the head honcho over there at Rock Nation, if you guys are familiar with her past, that particular lifestyle didn't really allow her to be home a lot, is what I'm seeing, or allow her to have her child around certain energy, certain places, okay? Let's continue. Look at here, please, for Desiree. Oh, okay. Three of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles. So immediately I'm being drawn to, you know, listen, I know a lot of people. I have a lot of connections. Okay, the Three of Pentacles talk about collaborative efforts, working together. This is my teamwork makes the dream work card. Okay, if not, someone who's very skilled at what they do and they make good money from it. Ace of Pentacles, okay, an opportunity, a financial blessing, paying somebody or receiving some type of money. But immediately I'm being drawn to, I have a large network. I know a lot of people who are in cahoots with me or in cahoots with people that I know. All I got to do is give them a little bit of money, pay them off the top. And if I need, again, like I said earlier, you guys, one phone call, one button and a mountain is moved if she asks for it to or pays the right price. Okay, I'm hearing financially motivated. Like everything with the mother figure here is financially motivated is what I'm seeing. Damn, and didn't I just say that a few minutes ago? Like, if Rock Nation and them wanted to offer Demoree a bunch of money to just shut up and retract the lawsuit, if you can even do that, retract the lawsuit. I feel like you can, but anyway, if they just offered her a bunch of fucking money, I don't think Demoree would take it. I don't. But that may be something that is in consideration with the mother, her team. Okay, should we just pay this off? What should we do next? Is what I'm getting. And look, as I said that, Demoree would not take the money. 4 cups at the bottom. Rejection. No thanks. I'm cool. I'm over it. Nah. You know what I mean? Damn. Okay. What is this, please? Okay, 3 of Wands. Wheel of Fortune is showing up. 3 of Wands can talk about traveling, if not maybe doing business or enterprise overseas. Someone waiting for their ships to come in, waiting for an opportunity, having patience, if not expanding your horizons a little bit. Again, financially motivated, financial opportunities here. And it's giving us like she literally turned her back on family, allegedly for money, essentially, okay? But, you know, I'm not here to judge or point fingers. Maybe at that point in time in her life, that's what she felt like she had to do. Okay, maybe she felt like she had to do that. But Wheel of Fortune is showing up here too. Your good karma, good luck, things going your way. This is Jupiter energy. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. I associate the Wheel of Fortune with karma for sure, because you can see how one girl on top of the wheel while someone else is on the bottom of the wheel. That can mean change, things going in your favor. It's as if she's the mother here, again, the resume. It's as if she's trying to like change the situation or like assess her options here. This 3 of Wands, again, is an energy of waiting. It's like she's waiting for something to change, or we just waiting for her to just give up and say, fuck this, and not worry about it anymore, or just look past it, you know? And it's what's interesting, which I'm surprised that is not coming up in the reading or in the intuitively, no communication at all. So I don't see, you know, Demoree reaching out like, hey, can we fix this? Can we solve this? I don't see the resume reaching out to the daughter saying, hey, can we fix this? You know, I'm sorry about all of that from the past. Let's take this moment as a time to heal our family trauma. None of that. I don't see any of that. Again, like I said earlier, the resume and her people, they are handling this just like they would any other situation that is brought to them. Like, business is business. This is not, it's as if she's not even taking this personally. You know, it's almost as if it's like, okay, well, imagine an employee sued or an employee, you know, applied for fucking unemployment benefits. That's kind of what she is viewing this as. That's how cold and detached from the situation she is. Okay, allegedly. Let's see. Why is this here, please? King of Swords. Okay, Page of Pentacles is here as well. So she could be like having talks with her lawyers. Obviously, you know, the lawsuit hasn't been out for that long. At the time of this recording, at least maybe 3 weeks or so. But yeah, King of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. Now, I just said how there really wasn't communication between the two of them. I'm still not seeing communication between the two of them. But this could just be the lawyer, like her lawyer or her team, or maybe even her energy. Again, very cold, very detached. King of Swords is perfect for that. Someone who's very mind over matter. Business is business. I don't have any emotions toward this. You know, and then the Page of Pentacles, again, another financial offer here. I feel like she's... I feel like the resume, it's like she could be getting advice from like her legal team or her lawyers, but I keep getting from her, it's like, can I just pay? Like, can't we just pay her? Like, did you offer her any money yet? Did she respond about the money yet? That's literally what I'm getting from her. Very indifferent, very cold, you know. Page of Pentacles can be someone who's very curious. They like to learn. This can be energy about taxes as well. I don't know why I'm getting that specifically, taxes. Breadcrumbing energy, someone who doesn't have a whole lot to fucking offer. But yeah, that's why I keep getting this vibe here of like just having no effort. If she ever was around when it came to Demoree at a young age, it was very minimal. Very, well, I gave you money to feed her. Wasn't that enough? Whoever she's referring to, like maybe a grandmother, an aunt, an uncle taking care of Demoree, I don't know. But yeah, like I gave you money to pay for her. What else do you want? Like I gave you her money to eat. I gave you her clothes for a few days. And I'm referring back to when Demoree was a child. Like, what else do you need from me? Is what I'm getting from the mother. Wow. Okay, that's... Yeah, look, King of Pentacles. Everything is so money motivated. Justice card. Literally, like, when you think of this, you guys, whether you're an intuitive or not, right? Justice card, legalities, contracts. In this case, we're talking about a lawsuit. King of Pentacles, someone who's very fucking wealthy. They can pay their way out of a situation. Like, why is that your concern? Like, I get it. You have to keep the narrative straight. You got to keep all your P's and Q's together as a business. You're a Rock Nation, blah, 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 blah. Mind you, they've got a lot of lawsuits kind of just swarming around that team over there, right? But this is giving me like, can't we just pay it off? Like, damn. Yeah, and I'm sure, as we're humans, I'm pretty sure you guys have had maybe an experience in your lives, possibly, maybe somebody or you grew up with. Maybe they didn't have the best connection with their mother or their father. And that connection with the mother or a father figure could have been very lack of emotion, but they always had the money. Well, I can try to buy your love or buy your forgiveness with money. Here's a couple of bags. Here's a car. So this is giving me a relationship that she could have tried to mend or tried to be a part of, but it was only through financial purposes. It wasn't emotional. It wasn't caring. It wasn't nurturing, okay? Like at all. And I'm getting this currently, even still, like, listen, what can we do to pay to get this corrected? Because I really don't give a fuck. Damn, okay. What else is this, please? Three of Swords. Yeah. Three of Swords can be heartbreak, loss. And the fact that, well, I should say, allegedly, Demoree not responding or not accepting some type of financial offer or payoff or whatever. Now, will that be made public? I'm not sure. But it's what I'm seeing here. It could have already happened, or they could just be in the talks of like a number to present to Demoree. And I don't believe it's a civil suit. I don't know if she's suing like for an actual tangible amount of money or what, to be honest with you. Somebody please feel free to let me know and elaborate in the comments. But it's giving it like this. She feels like this is just something that she could just pay for and it'll go away. But the times are changing. Like the karmic cycles are ending. Like you can't just pay your way out of false imprisoning somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like forging documents. Three of Swords, I feel like Demoree is going to end up feeling very heartbroken, very hurt, or something is not going to go her way. And it's whatever that might be. The narrative being spun is not going to go her way. This financial offer to get this to just disappear is not going to go her way, allegedly. Anything that she tries to do moving forward to try to progress, move on, expand her horizons are going to be blocked. Okay, because no, this karmic debt, this karmic lesson, you have to be present for. You have to pay. And I don't mean like money-wise, but just energetically, spiritually, like, And look at this, High Priestess in the reverse. Didn't we already see the High Priestess? This is somebody who's into like dark occult magic, secrecy, lies, someone who is not tapped in, okay, like intuitively, at least if they are not of the light, okay. So yeah, let's see. Oh, damn, Eight of Swords. If you're a reader or if you watch enough tarot, then you know the Eight of Swords is not a good fucking card. And with the King of Swords, law enforcement, Okay, a judge sending somebody to jail. Eight of Swords is literal jail time. If not physical prison, then a mental prison. Feeling very stuck, trapped, not knowing what to do, how to move forward. Now, I will say this. Sometimes an Eight of Swords can be the energy of like overthinking and maybe feeling bad about something, feeling stuck or trapped. But again, I get a very cold, detached demeanor from her, at least in regards to her daughter in this lawsuit situation. But it's giving like, no, you cannot pay your way out of this. It's not gonna work this time is what I'm seeing. Now, why isn't it gonna work this time? I don't know. I don't have any control over that or any say so. But it could just be, I just feel like God is not playing around with these people anymore. It's over for a lot of these karmic ass cycles with these people in high places that don't need to be in fucking power. Okay? What is this? King of Cups. So again, a very poker face energy. King of Cups, they will have a great deal of emotions, but they're not going to really express it that well. They'll hold it in. Scorpio energy, poker face. Okay? King of Cups. Again, very masculine energy, someone who's very in control. I'm hearing lock and key, very lock and key about their emotions. Yeah, and it's like, can we get one more on this, please? Yeah, and then the King of Cups and the Three of Swords, that's literally like heartbreak or separation. Again, I mentioned earlier, like, Demoree, okay? I mentioned her husband earlier. I don't know if she's still married or if they ever got a divorce, they broke up. I don't know, but I don't think she's very happy in the love department either. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles and the Death card. What is this? Eight of Swords and the King of Cups, please? Again, I feel like part of her does feel a little guilty or bad, but maybe because it's only resurfaced through like this lawsuit and it's become very public. It's as if like, are you sorry because you actually are sorry, or are you sorry because you got caught? And it's being plastered all over the world for people to see, Okay, what is this? Oh, the High Priestess again. My goodness. Yeah, so it's like, and yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. The King of Cups is a strong intuitive, just like the Queen of Cups. So this is definitely giving me somebody who like dips and dabbles in like spiritual magic or like emotional manipulation. I feel like she has people that watch her all the time. If it's not her herself, the mother watching Demoree, she has other people watching her. Even in the midst of this lawsuit, yes. Okay, but with the King of Cups and the High Priestess, is definitely giving me somebody who like dips and dabbles in the esoterics, okay? But they don't use their spiritual gifts or the access that they have to certain spiritual knowledge for good. She just doesn't. With this High Priestess, I'm sorry, with the Eight of Swords and the High Priestess here, and I just feel like it's giving, they're so used to using their money and power and finances to have certain people in their network and in their corner. Okay, in this case, everybody is showing up. Okay, everybody is showing up. Again, the first card was the network, the people in cahoots, the Three of Pentacles, people you work with. Okay, you've got a network of spiritual practitioners, fucking brujas, Santeria priests and priestesses. You got a network of doctors, nurses, okay, people who own psych wards. You've got connections in a network of lawyers, judges, police force. I mean, everybody is here showing up. Now, granted, this could be her energy, but it's also the energy again of the people in her network that she's connected with. It makes a lot of sense. So she's got octopus tentacles in every fucking sector. You want somebody locked up? You can do it. You want somebody hemmed up spiritually, getting spiritually attacked? You got it. You want somebody to have a broken fucking arm? We'll make it happen. Even though that's not what the fuck they came to the hospital for. You want it to say that? Sure. It's crazy. It's really fucking crazy, this energy I'm getting with this. And I don't think this is going to go the way that she's expecting it to go, like, at all. They're so used to things working out in their favor, or just paying somebody a pretty penny, or using blackmail against people, and it's not going to work this go around, is what I'm seeing with this. So I'm not saying anybody's literally going to go to jail or anything like that, but allegedly it could be a very strong possibility, okay? Because a case like this could lead to a criminal law, a criminal suit, a criminal investigation, okay? Say, for example, like with Cassie and Diddy, that one lawsuit that wasn't necessarily a criminal suit, right? It was the catalyst, the domino that knocked everything the fuck over and led to everything else that has come out. Here we are 2 years later after that Cassie lawsuit. Diddy is fucking what? 2 seconds away from sitting in prison. So I feel like Demoree in this case is literally the catalyst, the exposure. She is the generational trauma breaker here that could really be the bow and arrow that kind of like hems up the resume, Rock Nation, and them over there. Okay, so she needs to tread very fucking carefully or tidy it up a little bit is what I'm seeing with that. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this reading here, you guys. I really, really appreciate y'all for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope that it was informative in one way, shape, or form. Again, everything in this reading is allegedly, until proven otherwise. Make sure you guys leave a comment, okay? Again, it really, really does help when you guys leave comments to kind of help tie the loose ends together with things that I may have missed. So I appreciate that so, so much. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.